Hey, welcome back to Blue Ridge Homestead. Over the last month, we've had a lot of snow and some ice. It's done a lot of damage to the trees, and this fence that we got from Vevor, it's done. The ice accumulated on the top, and it just pulled it down in a lot of places, stretched it. So we're going to go around and see what exactly the damage looks like and fix what we can of it. And I just got my bucket of a saw, and I've got some stakes that came with it, some extra pieces of electrical wire to fix any spots that may be broke. So we'll walk around and see what we can find. Come with us. You end up with a lot of smaller limbs that broke out of trees way up top. And that's another thing you got to look up when you're doing this, especially it's a little windy today. There might be something still hanging around up there that wants to come out, and then it'll get you. Like they're called widow makers for a reason, because that's what they do. Make your wife a widow. This fence is very, very easy to deal with, and so far it's really kept them in. I got no complaints with it. And this is the shortest of what they make. They make I think a 48, which would be about this tall, and then a 54, 56, and that's that tall. And they say it'll keep cattle in, but cattle are not really much for busting fences down. Like cattle will test it, but once they realize that's electric, they'll respect it. They won't go near it. That's why a lot of cattle, you'll see they just have one strip of that. Oh, it's like a fabric kind of electrical line, and that's all people use, especially if they're swapping them from one paddock to another each day. Dadgone. Still slick. It's still slick. Got several leaves built up against the fence, but they're not up to the first electrical wire. Like occasionally just bouncing around a little bit, pull those up and out. You get a place in the fence that's leaned out like that, just pick it up, move it out. You want to hook your electrical lines back into it, and then step it back in. Come down here, stretch it out a little bit, push it back down. That straightens the fence out, tightens it down. This spot here is a little wonky still, so we're gonna do something a little different. We're not gonna we're gonna put the post in first and then attach the wire where we can. This is a supplemental post where the fence got a little sag to it, and this will help us out. So we'll put that there, click that in there, and then we'll click the top in there. Maybe that. That bottom is pretty dang tight. I wonder if we can take that. There we go. Yeah, that'll hold it. I'm going to take it loose here and walk it all the way back, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts, and then go down the hill. So what we got is a square comes down the hill where the original fence came through, and it stops here. Then it cuts back down the hill, comes back out and around. So we're going to take it up here, move it over, and just take it straight down the hill. What that's going to do is open up this little area here for them to browse on all this, and it's going to give us more fence to pull down that way. And once we go down that way some more, that'll give them more brush over that way. We got. Yeah, man, go ahead. Look how far that fence is sagged right there. Well, he must be a good boy, because I could see a little tree over there that's got the fence all the way on the ground.
He ain't going nowhere.
You worry about them girls up there. Yeah, what to cut that? I got that. I got an ugly knot there. Don't pull that up yet. We'll get that in a minute. Okay. Like we did the other day. Your extra post that you use, supplemental posts, whatever you might call them, you want to take those completely out of the equation whenever you're moving this fence. Because I have found that it will help you a whole lot from keeping it from tangling up. Do what, babe? Yeah. We're going to just keep walking this way. I'm going to pull the post about every 5 feet of fence. I'm going to reach back and grab it and hand it to my lovely assistant. Huh? Ain't nothing but a thing. All right. Now, grab that. There you go. Now it's where we move down the hill. Oh, it hooked on. Let's go ahead and take this post. We'll go around this small tree behind me. Got plenty of limbs in it. Got it wrapped, don't it? Oh yeah. We'll take this up this way. It's just going to be temporary setting these posts on because, all right, you can go ahead and drop that. Bring pull these together, connect the two together that way.
As I walk this way and drop a post, I'll pick up the next one in line. And as we go that way, it'll just be a repeat. Okay. See this? How this is not attached down here anymore? That needs to be hooked into that little loop. Oops. I gotta remember to drop one. Huh? You see that little clip on the bottom? Yeah, I think it just sets in there pretty much. Yeah. That's how you do it.
Grapevine City. We'll try to come right through here, turn and go right in there and across that way.
Okay, then let me start clear.
Or you can throw them inside the fence, outside the fence. They'll either stomp them down or eat the bark off of them. One thing about goats, they are not picky at all. This right here. Grapevines. I heard it through the grapevine. I heard this fence was tangled through the grapevine. Yeah. Just don't want it to catch a piece of that. Ah, never mind. It already did. Yay.
Hold on, this will.
I don't know if we have enough to go around this rose bush. Yeah, I mean, I can go in front of it. I can't go around it. I'd really like to get that rose bush, but got it. There's your post. Not a good rose bush. Multiflora rose bush, which is what you see in like every fence row in the south. I don't know about north, but the goats love them. They don't mind the thorns. They'll get right in the mix. Chow down. I see it. Thank you for that. I think we're going to be just fine here. I think we'll be fine right here. We have to probably going to have to make that grapevine go away. That's okay though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if we fix them, they come through and just chew them back off. Rabbits have certain trails that they use, they want to go through, and if you come by and put up a fence that like literally sits right on the ground in their trail, as long as it don't shock them, they're going to cut it off. And that bottom wire is just black poly braid rope, and it doesn't have any electricity, so we cut it and they go right on through. Let this serve as a warning to all goats. This here is an electric fence. A pretty ugly spot right there. I don't want to cut these down. These are persimmons. That's what's left of a deer skull. I'll leave these persimmons alone, but I'll cut this shoemake. Try to see where the ice broke it off. There we go. Right. It rolls it off of it. Anyway. This rose bush here is growed over on the fence too. Pretty rough, man. It warms up pretty good. We'll come back up here, put this other piece of fence on, and incorporate all this in it. Go in there and cut those small trees this honeysuckle growed up, cut them off and let it all lay down so they can walk across it. just graze it down. Gonna have to move this a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, they're ugly. Ugly. Get off me. All right. That's pretty good.
You get right in here.
Yeah.
I guess I'll eat them.
I'm gonna be above your head a little bit. This is something I ain't ran across yet. One of these posts that came with it actually just broke off. I mean, these are fiberglass. So whatever that was wanted through here, most likely a deer knocked it hard enough to snap it off. I'm not sure, there's nothing on it. But we'll just leave it in there, but we'll take one of these step-in posts and put right beside it so that it doesn't hinder it. Whenever we do move the fence, though, we will have to, most likely we'll just end up cutting this out. Just push that down in there. Clip that wire in there. I'll clip this one in here. You don't have to clip every one of them in, just one or two down there to hold the fence where it needs to be. And that's good as new. And if right here beside it, it's kind of what my wife was talking about. When a rabbit has a trail going through somewhere like this, and you put something across it that remotely looks like a trap or something of that nature, what they do is they'll test it out. And if they bite this, 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 or this, any horizontal wire has electric on it except for the bottom one. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hot wires, and then the very bottom one don't. So in order to get themselves through safely, they think they'll cut that bottom one, lets the fence kind of sag outwards, and that opens their trail back up. Now they use the same trails all the time, so what we could do is tie this back together. The next time the rabbit comes through, he's going to cut it again. So I just choose to leave it alone. Leave it alone, let it be. If they do happen to cut one of these, then Vevor does send you some of the extra of the yellow and the green electric wire, and you can just tie these two pieces on either side together, pull them tight, tie them up, and mend your fence like that. Very simple, very easy. Little sticks. We got a leaner. Try to straighten this up. Bounce the leaves off of it. Step it in. Put this up there for kind of brace it. To brace this, what I like to do is take my leg, I'll hold this, I'll push outwards on the fence, and then I'll take the brace post, I'll get it where I want it, push it in all the way, and I'll hook it. And then when I let off, the fence is still tight. It doesn't come back in and lay over and sag that way. So, little tidbit. Sounds like the dogs can hear us. Just not quite sure where we're at. Like I said, this saw is one of the best little pruning saws I've ever had. Sharp, stay sharp. Yeah, he should be home anytime. What y'all barking at? Oh, let's see how heavy it is. If it's too heavy, I'll cut it. It's borderline.
I bet there's a simple thing to get some of it up, but I wasn't about to come in here and get some.
Some pine cones.
Yeah, I do like something.
There's a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
pine cones. I'll probably move it around a little bit. They mowed all this down good. Maybe take it up in there, let them get some of that old dead stuff. I don't know. We'll see. The good thing about this fence, you can move it. It's portable. We moved this just a little bit and gave this little section of goats this whole little piece right here to forage on. That's pretty good looking hay, grass that they'll eat on that for 3-4 days. It's just a benefit to having a portable fence. You can't do that with regular post, barbed wire type stuff. So yeah, we got quite a bit of places right here. We're gonna tighten up, boys, tighten up. We got a section here to come together. Close as we can. These big, robust cure-alls, known as zip ties, work really good for this. And you can just cut them when you're done. When you're done with the fence here in this certain spot, you can cut them. I will take them, thread the end of it back the fence. And when I cut it, I'll throw it all away, and that way you ain't gotta pack that around and potentially lose it. I don't like trash in the woods. Beautiful place. And that's that. Then we're just going to take these two ponytails of electricity and we're going to hook them together like so. That will take care of that. Man, got a hole in my pants now. This bottom piece just popped out right here. I have to do that. Okay. So we got a low spot between that post and this post. So the top of the fence is pretty tight. Bottom is fairly tight, but you'll see there's looseness here. So we're going to have to use one of these posts to pull this down and then potentially like this, something like that. So see how this works. It's not that the goats will get out. They're not likely to stick their nose underneath of that for fear of getting shocked. But a kid, which is affectionately known as a baby goat, will do that. So adjusting all that fence and moving a few pieces here and there, taking some branches off. That took us, what do you say, about 2 hours?
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours. And it's a good exercise, good to get out, fresh air. It's about 54 degrees today. Work up a little bit of a sweat. So it's real nice out here in God's country, just enjoying it. So if you got a place to do that, I highly suggest you do that. This is Lewis and Sally for Blue Ridge Homestead. We're on Instagram, Facebook. We got a group over there. And on the YouTube. Did y'all come grow with us? We'll see you next time. Ouch. Oh. A little stick went right through my pants. Went in, stabbed me in the butt cheek. Yikes. Anyway, that was exciting. My butt hurts.
I enjoy it. I got to see you.